Over the past 10 years of being a love strategist, I've noticed that people just tend to throw caution at the wind when it comes to marriage. Which is crazy, because if you think about it, we are raised throughout all of our earliest time in school and the advice we receive from parents to be very intentional about where it is that we live, what it is we do for a living, where do we go to college, and what classes do we take. But when it comes to love, what is the advice we are given? Just go with all of your feelings. And what's worse is that Disney movies and rom-coms and all of these movies just kind of support this general idea that if your heart is telling you one thing, you should just follow it. Don't listen to this little noggin up here at all. And I've noticed this even in my personal life. I have a lot of friends who are married now, who have kids. Of course, I asked Jessica to be my wife, and I'm at this stage where I'm seeing a lot of relationships, and some people are being very intentional and thoughtful about who they're actually marrying, whereas others are just going for it and hoping that things will just kind of work out. So in this video right now, I want to just bring a little bit of practicality. I want to bring this thing along with us, and I want to reveal the types of people you should not marry. If a man has these 7 habits, stay clear of them and keep looking. Keep watching. Hey there, Adam LaDolce from lovestrategies.com, where I help successful single women get out there and attract long-lasting love. In this video, we're going to be talking about the type of man you should avoid like the plague. Now, here is the deal. I am a little bit jaded when it comes to marriage, and that is because my mother, Ann LaDolce, is actually one of the top divorce attorneys in all of Massachusetts. So growing up, most of the stories I heard at the dinner table were about broken marriages and situations that people find themselves in, where a woman marries a man. It turns out the man has another family, and then the woman was also cheating on him at the same time, and now they have to divorce all their $1 million of assets. And what happens? That's the type of thing that I would hear at the dinner table every single night. And then as I got older, ironically, I became a dating coach, where I actually taught people how to find healthy, successful relationships. I know the irony is very real. My mother's a divorce attorney. I'm a dating coach. Let's get past that. But I want to tell you that this list that we've developed is really based on not only my experience as a dating coach, but also my mother's experience as a divorce attorney. So let's jump right into it. The first problem is unresolved addiction issues. This could be alcoholism, this could be drug addiction, this could be even sex addiction. That's a real thing, or pornography addiction, whatever it is. If there is a very clear addiction that he is just completely engaged in and he can't get away from, and it's totally unresolved and he's unwilling to seek help, run. My mother would always say that in about 90% of the divorces that she was a part of, alcoholism or alcohol addiction was kind of the undercurrent of the broken relationship and the broken marriage. And it was mainly because the woman or the man had this addiction that was just unresolved. The second habit that I really want you to be aware of is lying. Now, when we think about lying, most people think about the obvious lies that you catch him in. You know, was he out at night? Was he talking to a different woman? Was he texting a woman, then he lied about it? These are the types of things most people concern themselves in when they talk about dating advice and lying. But I actually want you to look at even the little white lies that he might be telling you, or if you're in his presence while he's lying to other people. If he's the type of guy who will just lie through his teeth to get out of uncomfortable situations, be very, very cautious. I read a book years ago called Lying by Sam Harris, and it had a profound effect on me, because I was never personally a big liar. But there were always times, and I'm sure you can relate, where you might say a white lie to get out of a certain situation, or you might tell a lie to make someone else feel good about themselves. But at the end of the day, if you want to simplify your love life, living by a code of ethics where you're always telling the truth and the absolute honest truth, it can be incredibly freeing to your love life. So be aware when you're catching him in these lies, and make sure that you address it. Make it extremely clear that if you're going to be in a relationship together, then lying cannot be a part of it. The third habit is that he puts you down in order to make himself feel better. If you're finding that he takes constant swipes at you in order to boost his own ego, be very, very cautious. That usually doesn't get better. The fourth habit that you want to be very aware of is frivolous spending. Look, I get it. It can be pretty sexy if a guy shows up with that brand new Tesla, he rolls up, he's got that Rolex watch, and he takes you to the finest steak restaurant in town. Yeah, I get that. That can be pretty cool when you first start dating, but is that cool when you are 4 years into a marriage, you have 3 kids, you have a mortgage you need to pay, and this guy cannot seem to keep the cash in his wallet? I always tell my Love Accelerator clients to be hyper aware of the type of guys who just flaunt all of their resources in order to get women, because I'm telling you, there's usually something much deeper and much darker below the surface. And more importantly, people who are actually wealthy usually don't flaunt it. The fifth habit is that he inappropriately flirts with a lot of women. Look, I get it. I can be a little bit of a flirt every once in a while when you meet someone, but you do it in a way that there is no romantic undercurrent in the conversation. However, if you are dating a guy who is overtly flirting with lots and lots of women, and you even talk to him about it, but he can't stop doing that, run for the hills. The sixth issue is that he is completely unable to receive any feedback. Look, feedback in relationships sucks. No one likes to receive feedback, especially when it's something that kind of hurts your ego a little bit. But I'm here to tell you, it's impossible to have a long-lasting relationship without having at least a little bit of feedback going each way in the relationship. And if every time you give this guy any type of feedback, it could be as small as pick up your clothing off the floor, or as big as we need to really start learning to trust each other, whatever it is, if he's unable to receive any type of feedback, big problem. And then the final and most important one of all is if he is physically or emotionally abusive to you. There are some cowardly men out there who get off on abusing women, whether it's physical or emotional. They love to hurt your feelings. They even lay a hand on you. These types of men are truly the most toxic, disgusting human beings on the planet. And if you find yourself engaged in a relationship with him, I need you to realize that you have the ultimate power of it all. You have walking power. You can walk away from those situations and set a new standard for yourself that says, you know what? I deserve better. I am worth more than that piece of crap over there. So I want to hear from you in the comments below. Have you ever been in a relationship with a man that had any of these habits? Let me know in the comments how to go. And more importantly, if you are ready to learn the step-by-step process to get out there and attract a high quality, high value relationship, then head on over to lovestrategies.com/steps, where I have a free training where I'm going to walk you through what I call the 7 little love steps to attracting long-lasting love. Also leave a link to the training in the comments or anywhere on social media. So go ahead, check that out, be a part of the process, get on that training, and you can follow in the footsteps of tens of thousands of other women who have followed those 7 little love steps and attracted an incredible marriage. Get on it, and I'll see you in a moment. Bye-bye.